Hello, friends. It has been one hell of a week, hasn't it? Like all of you, I'm sure I am holding and processing a lot of different feelings. There's a lot of righteous rage, a lot of anger, there's a lot of grief. I'm grieving the loss of life and also grieving the loss of a national identity, maybe sharper than at any point over the last year. There's just been a lot going on this week, and all of it is just unfettered, naked colonialism. Last Saturday evening, our nation, abducted the president of another sovereign nation for nothing more than oil, for control over oil reserves and their oil production. We seized ships of that oil and then sold it and put that money in offshore accounts for our president. There's been talk of invading a NATO ally. In the midst of all this, the campaign of terror that has been in our cities, terrorizing our immigrant neighbors in particular, has resulted in the shooting death of another U.S. citizen. She's not the first. She probably won't be the last if we're honest about it. But it's just so sad and so infuriating because it's entirely preventable and unnecessary. All of this has been happening for nothing more than the consolidation of wealth and power for those at the very top levels of our society and government. And, this may seem like a small, silly thing, but even the nutritional advice that has come out really just sparked me off, because they're talking about how, we should all just be eating all this red meat and cooking everything in beef fat. And yeah, go ahead and drink as much alcohol as you want. But, if you do all these things and we can keep you healthy and working for even one more year, then our GDP will be that much healthier. It's all about wealth and power. The actions of the last week, in particular, have exposed our disposability. The wealth and power of a few are all that matters to those at the top at the moment. And all this is happening on top of everything else that we've experienced over the last year. It's just so much. But this is also happening in the season of Epiphany. If you're a churchgoer, I will bet that last Sunday you heard about the story of the three magi. And that story has a lot of aspects to it, but primary among them is this: the light of life has come into the world, and no darkness will overtake it. In that story, those three magi encounter the powerful, encounter colonial powers who will extinguish and exterminate any threat they sense to their power and wealth. God intervenes in that story and in the Gospels in general to protect the light. To protect the light from those colonial powers that would extinguish it. No colonial powers No efforts on behalf of rich and powerful men will overtake God's purposes. This is what we remember in this season. The light has come. The light is here. We're all reflections of it. Every act of resistance, every act of joy, every act of love, those are all reflections of the light that is still shining in the darkness of this moment. And in that we find our hope, we find our strength, we find our courage to keep burning. So friends, keep on in this moment. Be in community, go to vigils, go to protests if that's your thing, write your legislators, show up when and how you can for your neighbors. But be assured that the light is shining and no darkness will overtake it. See you soon.